We come now on to another community element. Welcome along to Aberdeen News, which is also going to be broadcast by Stephen Bly, Community Outreach Officer, on the Community Outreach Show on Shmoo FM 99.8. In this edition today, we speak to two beekeepers. These are new first-year beekeepers who are with Aberdeen Alcohol and Drugs Action, and they are supported in the urban beekeeping project by Aberdeen Inspired, aberdeeninspired.com. Now, this project has seen much support from different organisations, and that includes Aberdeen City Council through CFINE, that's Community Food Initiatives North East, also Aberdeen and District Beekeepers Association, and in addition we also have organisations like His Majesty's Theatre and Accord Centre, who have actually given permission for beehives to be set up on the roofs of the buildings. Aberdeen and District Beekeepers Association have been very, very good with helping to supply bees, queens and such like, and is a really, really inspiring talking to both Graham and to Paul. Let's listen to what they have to say. Now, you've actually started keeping bees up on various roofs in the city. This is your first year, and you've even taken one amount of honey.
Yes, we did.
So that is quite amazing for a first year, and I would say very good outcome for you. You must be really pleased.
Yeah, very happy. Quite happy with the outcome. Also, we have bestolen a few problems along the way, but we're bouncing back. We're trying to steady the boat.
Definitely. Well, I think both these gents have actually been to a series of lectures right at the start, and this series of lectures is run by Aberdeen and District Beekeepers Association, and that they run a series of 6 lectures just telling you about beekeeping in all its various forms, the ups, the downs, and what happens when this happens. And in spite of all of that, you still came out and said, I want to do beekeeping.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so could you tell us more about the project?
The project was mainly to see if it was a good idea to keep bees in Aberdeen City Centre. His Majesty's Theatre had already approached the Beekeepers Association, so when we got in touch with them to see about setting up a group for ourselves, they put us in touch with His Majesty's Theatre, and we were allowed to set up bees there, and they've been the most productive bees that we could have hoped for. They really have been great. And a couple of the other beehives that we've got in other parts of the town, they were doing quite good as well. But the city centre does seem to be a good place to keep bees.
How many colonies have you got?
Well, we had 4 colonies, but we're down to 1.
Down to 1?
Yeah.
Oh,
One of them swarmed. We were denied access to one of our buildings for over a month.
It was recently put in a new queen. So, and you know yourself, when you've got a new queen, by the time she eats her way out, whether she was laying eggs or whether there was other bees there, and they might have been laying eggs, they might have swarmed, anything could have happened in the space of 4 weeks. And obviously by the time we got there, it was just
too late.
Dodge City.
Yeah, they're gone, but they are not dead. They have just decided to move house. That's the way I'm viewing it anyway. I'm being optimistic. There was no dead bees there,
No,
but
they
they had
just
definitely
gone.
swarmed
Yeah.
and left. Probably to somewhere around about the same area.
Okay. What sort of lessons have you actually learned from this first year?
Probably the best lesson that I've learned is that you have to be calm.
Yeah.
You certainly have to be calm. If you go in a fluster, it's although the bees pick up on it and they can then get a bit agitated, I suppose. But one of the main things I have learned is about anxiety. It's helped with anxiety, definitely. And for preparing yourself, for being calm for the moment. So there has been therapeutic sides, but I think there's been a big learning curve as well, because they're such a complex animal.
Yeah.
Insect.
Insect. Dare I ask how many times you've been stung?
Oh, I've been stung about 5 or 6 times. Graham's been stung a lot more
I
though.
got stung 8 times one occasion. That was my first occasion, and the main only occasion. I got stung 4 times across here, 3 times across here, as you can imagine.
Both across your wrists.
Yeah, your
When I was
wrists and
leaning
your ankles.
forward, I was trying to put in the door, to close the door because I was washed trying to get in, and one bee decided that because I didn't have covered properly, one bee
gaiters,
decided
was
to get the right angle, the soft bit, so I went flying in here. It was quite comical actually. But yeah, because it was graduation day in the restaurant, so I'm sure a lot of people was going, what's going on there?
Yeah, there was a full house at the restaurant in His Majesty's, and we had probably one of our worst beekeeping days
It was
of this
first
year.
and worst,
That was the
really.
first and last day that they decided to go. Well, they basically, we went in and we opened up the hive and we smoked it a little bit, but we didn't like to use too much smoke, and maybe we didn't use enough. We don't know, but it's trials and tribulations.
I tend to, well, I agree with David. David Moreland, I
Aye.
tried not to use too much smoke at all, if I know at all. But I'm okay because I've got the gauntlets now after the stinging experience, so I'm quite, I'm a lot more, how do you say, more focused, and if I run, I do what I need to do. Kind of a bit more braver after my stinging experience. Whereas after, when I initially got stung because I took the wrong gloves, yeah, I was weary myself, I must admit. But once I got the proper gloves, gauntlets, yeah, never looked back since. Like,
Where do you see the future for your beekeeping? Because of course beekeeping is not just for a year or for a season.
well, the 2 new hives, we're right to restart a hive. We're getting from David. What it is in the future, we're hoping to get a bee cam. It's through Aberdeen Stratosphere. They've got new premises somewhere on George Street. And we've got hives here already, but the fact is, because like this says, we had a problem with the bees, but we want to get a new hive, we want to start winter over, obviously the winter, and hopefully, but as Angie through Aberdeen Inspired, she's got a project with Robert Gordon's primary school kids, and hopefully we'll be able to put in a webcam, and they'll be able to watch it in the classes and things like that. And we've got a deal, like it's regeneration areas, whereas we're got to go and help other people, help them set up, help again. We've got people from the voluntary services coming to help us, to help maybe make hives and things like that for us.
Yeah,
Prepare areas.
yeah, we would like to roll out a scheme for children at schools.
Yep.
If we could maybe get a couple of schools involved next year, we're looking for the people that do voluntary work who said if we give them a hive unmade, they can take a drawing off of it and they could maybe start producing hives that we could maybe gift for a small donation or something to some schools, and then obviously we would be looking to go around to the schools once a week.
Well, Angie was saying yesterday that possibility was maybe we've got a couple of folk for the Beekeepers Association coming in, kind of like we had lessons ourselves.
Yeah.
They'll set up and do the lessons, and me and you will be there and act like mentors and help folk along.
What intrigues me about listening to you both is how you have been allowed to actually help to drive this forward yourselves. And that must give you a tremendous amount of and confidence and indeed pleasure.
Yeah, well, one of the big things in alcohol and drug rehabilitation is that you need to make new friends and you need to get hobbies and interests. That's basically one of the big things about rehabilitating yourself from drink or alcohol and drugs. And one of the main things I thought was if we could start doing beekeeping as a hobby, because I've always wanted to do it, and that's what one of the councillors said to me, you should use this as a chance to do something you've always wanted to do. So that was, and when I heard about the bees over here, I was very interested. And through speaking to people at Alcohol and Drugs Action, they've spoke to other people, and now we've got beehives. So hopefully if we can get some schools involved around the city centre, or even out with Aberdeen City Centre, I'm sure that we'd be more than happy to help.
I'd always been interested ever since, if you remember, a couple of years ago, it was the winter time when there's not so much to do in our gardening group. You come down to the timber market and you was giving us a talk about bees and that. You saw I was interested then. And
Yeah.
there was a possibility we was going to maybe get some training. Never happened. So.
Oh dear. Anyway, now just thinking about the future, you've had, just walking down the street, a lot of interest
Yeah.
from people, but you can't really just go and set up beehives just like that.
Oh, no.
So
Not that.
what are some of the things that you would advocate for people to bear in mind when they're thinking about getting bees?
I would definitely go and get some experience hands-on. I mean, even if you go to the Aberdeen Beekeepers Association, they would even let you come out to their place, their apiary at Crathis, and probably let you put a suit on and maybe let you just be around the bees just to see if it's for you. I mean, there's a lot of books out there, but you can only learn so much from a book, and it's a lot of money to spend if you then have a panic attack and decide, I can't do this. It would be a bit of a waste, but that's one of the things I would say. Definitely get in touch with the Beekeepers Association, and through your membership, I think you get a lot of experience, a lot of help, and I'm sure that it would avoid a lot of accidents.
Definitely. One of the other things I believe that you need to do is to be also thinking about, we're not just thinking about honeybees here, because honeybees are pollinators just like bumblebees, just like card bees, solitary bees, butterflies, wasps, the lot of them. So thinking about what types of flowers you can actually grow. So what, out of interest, what types of flowers are bee friendly that you've heard about that you would advocate to folks to grow? And indeed some of them of course can be vegetables and things.
Yeah, apparently a lot of fruit trees and stuff are good. Ivy as well is a good winter one. Foxglove, I think that's probably in the earlier part of the year. And snowdrops.
Yeah.
A lot of the wildflowers, I've planted a lot of wildflower stuff around here, just like meadow stuff. I would imagine they're probably your best types of plants, but
I can't say because I'm trying to remember. It was the trees. Me and David. 'Cause
Lime?
David was that's the one.
Lime.
Yeah.
Lime as well. Because David was taking cuttings, and I'm going, oh, they're cracking trees for birds. Yeah.
yeah.
Simple thistles. Yeah. Bees love them. Like you say, some vegetables, potatoes. They like the
Yeah.
flowers there as well.
Apparently daffodils are no good though.
Certainly not the more bred
Yeah,
varieties.
Yeah, the ones that you see in town, apparently they've got no nutritional.
They like dandelions, though, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple things, daisies, dandelions, things like that. Wild, just typical wildflowers. Yeah. You can buy sets like them very cheaply, and yeah, you can put them in any little corner space of your garden. It doesn't have to be an eyesore to the whole of your garden. Get just somewhere in the corner. Be perfect for bees.
We could, I think, sit here talking all day about bees, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to let you two get back to work. And could you let people know how people can find out more about your great work? Do you have like a Facebook page or something, or a website that people can find?
Not such yet, but I think Angie's looking to do something like that.
I think we've got a
she is.
WhatsApp page at the moment, but we are looking to get a Facebook page up and running, possibly in the winter time where we're not so hands-on with the bees.
See, just now, like you say, it's only our first year, so we're focusing on what we're doing, just all the beekeeping, and obviously when it starts coming down, we're going to have to try and learn from the mistakes we've made previously, trying to see if we can better that for next year, things like that.
And the other thing was as well, we actually started in February when we started going to the evening classes through the Aberdeen Beekeepers Association, and one of the things we found was that over Christmas is when most beekeepers do the majority of their work, making up frames or redoing their frames and such like. We never had that. We never had that time because we just started and we was
End
kind
of
of.
May, end of May, early June, we kind of hit the ground running, and we had to get all these things together straight away and throwing things together. And within a couple of months, we had honey, which was obviously a rarity.
Quite amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Graham and Paul, can I thank you both very much,
Thank
and
you.
we'll look forward to catching
you
up
a
with
lot.
you both in the future.
Yes, you will.
And what I'll do is for the various websites and things, we'll put up various links to the various places that we've mentioned.
Thank you. That'll be nice.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Cheers.
And the Angie who is referred to in the interview is from Aberdeen Inspired. Her name is Angela Joss, and her telephone number is 01224 566 291. If you want to find out more about the project or get in touch, 01224 566 291. Back to the studio.